American culture, where we live in America, and the Chinese culture, and talk about how they're the same and how they are different. Find your buddy. Stand up. When you find your buddy, hold your hands up together. Don't all smush together. Spread out in the whole room. You are going to talk with your buddy about your culture. It may not be the same as your partner's, and that's okay because everybody comes from a different background. This is what you're going to talk about. You're not filling this out, you're just using it to help you speak to them. When you're talking to your partner, where are you looking?
In their eyes.
In their eyes, and they are looking in your eyes. It shows them you're listening. So the first thing is I wear. So start by saying that. So you could look at Damaris and say, I wear, well, what kind of clothes? I hope you wear clothes. Explain what kind of clothes. So if we were in Mexico, we could say, I wear a sombrero and I wear a serape. For the boys? Okay. Well, if I was a boy, I would say I wear a sombrero and a serape. Then you could say I celebrate. So if I was in Mexico, like you were saying, I celebrate the Mexican Independence Day on September 16th. Great. I eat, in my family, I eat tamales and tacos. And what else did you say? Okay. And then I go. Don't say I go to Walmart. We go to school. Think of places you go with your family, that you go a lot. Okay? So think of those things, and that's what you're going to speak about with your partner, about your culture. Then they will do the same thing back to you. Okay? When I give you a card, stand up and go ahead and find your match. Let me sit down. Look at the first one. Come on. We have all different cultures going on in America because people from other countries have come here to share their culture with us. Now I said that we were going to talk about the Chinese culture today. So if I could have my lights person just turn off one light. So here's the United States where we live. There's Mexico, where we learned about yesterday. China is all the way over here. It's pretty far, isn't it? I want to know what you know about the Chinese culture. Their food, clothing they wear, maybe traditions or holidays they celebrate. I remember we read a Scholastic News article about a tradition. See if you can think back. Maybe something you know about their way of life, about their culture. So I'd like you to turn and talk. I'm going to give you about 1 minute to come up with what you know about Chinese culture. I asked Amy what kind of food they eat, and she said Chinese food. That's correct, but what is Chinese food? What kind of food do they eat in China, Yusra?
Chicken.
Okay, I think that's Japanese. Spaghetti is from Italy.
Sushi.
Sushi. I think that's Japanese too. So I'll put a little question mark. We'll find out.
Rice.
Rice. Rice is a huge staple. Something that they eat a lot of. You're exactly right.
The noodles.
Mm-hmm. Noodles. And did you know they actually eat those noodles, the really long noodles, on their birthday? Because it means a long life. It's good luck. So you have cake and noodles.
And on their birthday, they have like this little kite where you like hold it and the air comes through it and it makes like a fish.
Okay. So kites, that would be something with their traditions.
They speak, and when they count, they speak different kind of language?
They do. They speak Mandarin. Mandarin.
They wear buns in their hair all the time.
Okay, sometimes they wear buns in their hair. Now, Chris?
That they celebrate like people in the family that died a long time ago.
That was in the Mexican culture, but Chinese culture may do that too, just a different holiday. There's something else that they do with parades for their New Year.
They have Chinese dragons.
You're exactly right, dragons. It means to bring good luck for the New Year. Would you click to the slide? So this is for the Chinese culture. And I just showed you some different foods, their clothing. Different foods are rice, as Irvin said. These are called dumplings, chicken, and then pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds, they like to eat as something sweet instead of like ice cream or cookies. I'd rather eat cookies.
Yeah.
Their clothing, this is what Rachel had talked about. There's two I had put up here, the Shen Yi and Han Fu. They do wear jeans and t-shirts, just like we do in America, but they also wear an important robe from their culture. Yes.
The hand looks pretty.
Yeah, the fabric is very pretty. This is the dragon, like Raylene had said, and the lion dances. Did we learn that they were hard or easy to do those lion dances? Yeah, because they were so heavy. And martial arts. The Kung Fu, that came from China. Kung Fu Panda. Traditions and holidays. They celebrate the Chinese New Year with the dragon, a lantern. It's called a lantern festival. And then their birthdays, like I told you with the noodles, they celebrate a long life. And you know what I learned? Made me very mad. Women there do not celebrate their 30th birthday. I don't know, they say it's bad luck. And I'm turning 30 this year, so I guess I shouldn't go there. Their life. Children go to school just like you guys do, but they don't go to school for as long. Some children have to leave school for a month to go help their parents with farming. Yeah, they do. Who had told me about the shoes yesterday? Share it with us.
They don't wear their shoes in the classroom. They wear
Yeah, and in their houses too. Anywhere they go indoors, they leave their shoes at the door. Yeah,
They put it on the locker.
that might be kind of nice. And then finally, I had put down for their life here, it's kind of hard to see, they're all on bicycles.
What?
They do use cars and buses just like we do here, but a lot of people walk and ride bikes. That's a lot of bikes. That's a lot of bikes. So tomorrow what you're going to do is you're going to take the new information you learned today as well as yesterday, and you're going to compare the American culture with the Chinese culture and what things are the same and then how they are different from one another. As we wrap up, I'm going to have you turn and talk. I want you to share one way the cultures are alike, the same, and one way they are different from one another. Like in Mexico and the United States, one way that they're alike is they both celebrate Independence Day, July 4th in the United States and in September in Mexico. A way that they are different kinds of foods in their culture. In America, one of our foods could be hamburgers, McDonald's. And in Mexico, it could be tacos, tamales. So go ahead and turn and talk. One way China and America are the same, and one way they are not. Edna, share one way the Chinese culture and the American culture are alike.
They're like because we eat chicken and they eat chicken too.
You're right. And don't we eat Chinese food in the United States? Yeah, we eat food from all different countries because people have brought their cultures food here. Now tell me a way that China's culture and the American culture are different, Amari.
We don't do dragon dances and they do.
They do. You're exactly right. Edna.
When they go to school, they have to take off their shoes and we don't.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Last one, David.
You will have to go with their mom to help with the farm.
To help at the farm. So we'll do the United States, and then we'll do China. On the back, you have written response questions. How is the culture in the United States and China alike? Give 2 ways they're alike. How is the culture in the United States and China different? Give 2 ways. Okay? And you will get to work with your buddy who you paired up with, Peanut Butter and Jelly. Actually did a little something last night. I did not ask her to do this. She came in this morning, just had it sitting on her desk, and I want you to come up and share. Rachel, your culture, where your parents are from is?
Mexico. Just my dad.
Okay, come on up. So I'll let you go ahead and share nice and loud what you did.
Well, from Mexico, my dad was, so he helped me, and also I know that we eat stuff, and this one is food, and I was students. They do Mother's Day, except it's on May 10th or April 10th, I forgot. And then it's Independence Day. That just means that the 4th of July. And it's
Mexico's birthday, just like theirs is when?
September 16th.
And the United States, our birthday is July 4th. Rachel, that was awesome. Thank you. I was explaining how artistic expressions of diverse cultures contribute to the community based on stories, art, music, the food that people eat. Make students know that there are different cultures and what those cultures entail.
And why are you teaching it the way you did?
I wanted students to really connect and see how there are different cultures in our community, as well as connect with their personal culture based on their families.
And what do you think worked about the lesson?
I think they really were able to understand what their culture at home is like. They asked their parents a lot of things about their culture and came back and shared some with us. So we did an extra homework assignment just to learn a little bit more about her culture.
And do you have any advice for teachers?
Just really connect it to the students and let them figure out on their own what cultures are around us based on the different restaurants that they see or music that they hear, so that they can see that different cultures influence where we live.